Hi, I'm Nini. I am a graphic design teacher and lecturer at Red and Yellow. I'm also a designer myself. I love UI, UX, everything creative designing. I'm also an artist. Creative thinking is very important to me as a person. I can't live without it. What I have found is that you should never really wait for the inspiration. It's a switch, and that's what I'll be talking about today, how to flip the switch. It's literally an on-off switch. So if you are sitting somewhere under a tree staring at the clouds, waiting for inspiration to hit you from wherever, don't do that. You're wasting time. It's self-discipline. It is just flip the switch, decide to do it, and get it going. There is this dude in California called Paul Selwyn. He's a specialist in creativity for business. He has broken it all down in 5 different steps. The first thing is a yes attitude. So don't focus on what can't be done, just focus on what can be done. The second step is have a beginner's mind. So just start from scratch. Don't overthink anything. Start from scratch, flip the switch, and start throwing words around, concepts around, with an open mind. Number 3, you do not need to be right. There's no right and wrong. The important thing is just to keep the momentum. And my favorite quote of all time is just get momentum. Direction will follow. So you don't need to be right all the time. Just start getting it going. So a concept is not necessarily a design yet. You want to think creatively in order to get to your final design or your final piece of writing, or if you're a musician even, this applies to everything creative and creative thinking. Grab a word, grab a note, grab a pencil, start sketching. So if anything doesn't sit right with you, move on, just keep it going, build the momentum. Your direction will come. And like I said before, it's a matter of actually sitting down and calming your mind and you choose a concept and you just start thinking. The one thing builds off the other one. Hardly ever the first few ideas will be cool, so eventually it will come to you. Grab a word such as wall. What rhymes with wall? Go for it. Ball. Bounce it around. So it will come to you. Number 4 is your willingness to suspend judgment. So don't think in a box. There isn't really a box anymore. Everything has been done before. But don't judge any concept, don't judge any idea. If you think it's stupid or it speaks to the wrong target audience, just keep on going. Flip the momentum switch and just keep on going. And the last one, number 5, is recognize and let go of all assumptions. So question all your assumptions. If you think a certain person from a certain area or age will not be okay with a concept you're about to come up, question it and ask people questions around you. Ask random people actually what they think about your ideas. So creative thinking, if you do flip the switch, it happens all in the frontal lobe of the brain, which is so amazing. You have so many different parts of the brain and they all have different functions. Like you have the amygdala, fight, flight, freeze, blah, blah. But this is the part you want as a designer. And funny enough, that is not your rational and irrational center. It is the decision-making center. And so just to revert back to what I've said earlier, it's a choice, it's a decision, it's self-discipline. You decide to think creatively, you flick the switch. It's amazing how when you have a reaction to something that your hand sort of travels automatically to the correct part of your brain. Intuitively, your hand knows what part of the brain is in operation at that point. So if you go, oh, I've forgotten something, what does that mean? This facepalm thing, it's hitting your frontal lobe because that's the part that wasn't thinking. Like, oh, facepalm, or oh no, what now? That's also, but if you're tired or shocked, you go, oh no, your hand indicates what part of the brain is working. So think with this part. This is just very important. The main function of this frontal lobe is it's so interesting actually. It produces, or it's a center where you process problem solving, thinking, planning, judgment, funny enough, emotional expression, creativity, and behavioral control. So just these few points already tell you that that is where your ideas are coming from. These brain lobes basically can be switched on and off as you go. So once again, choose. You are going into your creative thinking mode now. Flip that switch and just get the momentum going. So just to summarize, creative thinking is not a feeling, it's an act of your will. Don't wait for the inspiration. Inspiration is not a feeling, it is self-discipline. It's as easy as switching on a light switch. You just do it. Just go get momentum, direction will follow. Final point is decide to be creative. Not everybody has this natural talent to be insanely creative, but it can be developed, so you can train it and get fit. You can actually get creativity fit. That is cool, and you can actually finish a marathon with fitness alone and not much athletic ability. So there we go. It's just a matter of deciding to do it. Just do it. Just flip that switch.